Welcome back to Vintage Shots. Today, we are going to debunk the myths and reveal the raw truth about one of the most notorious outlaws of the Old West, Billy the Kid. Most of what you saw in Hollywood movies is a lie. Let's uncover the real story right now. Legend says Billy the Kid was born on November 23, 1959 in New York City. But is that the truth? That exact date happens to be the birthday of Ash Upson, the ghostwriter who wrote most of Pat Garrett's biography, The Authentic Life of Billy the Kid. Was it just an ego trip by the writer? Highly likely. The exact birth date and birthplace of the kid remain a mystery. Based on testimonies from childhood friends in Silver City, he was only about 12 years old in '73, and the co-cousins stated that the kid was just about 17 during the Lincoln Corn War in early '78. This means when his life ended, Billy the Kid was not even 21 years old. He was practically a minor. Pat Garrett probably lied about the kid's age, making him 21 to look like a man, instead of facing the harsh truth that he took down a teenager. And what about the brother named Edward or Joseph? The kid did not have a younger brother named Edward. He only had a younger brother named Joseph. People mistook Joseph for the older brother due to an error on his 1930 records, but evidence from the Antrim family website proves Joseph was born in 1963, making him 2 or 3 years younger than Billy the Kid. Forget the thrilling story that at 12, the kid used a Barlow knife against a neighbor's kitten, or that he ended his first opponent for insulting his mother before running away. That is pure trash, a product of someone's distorted imagination to demonize him. The truth is, the kid's mother passed away a year before he escaped from the Silver City jail, and he wasn't arrested for violence, but for being an accomplice in stealing laundry, nothing more. His first real altercation happened on August 18, 1877, at Fort Grant, Arizona. The other man was Frank Windy Cavell, a bully who constantly tormented the slender teenager. During a fight, Cavell rushed the kid, pinned him down, and hurt him repeatedly. To defend himself, the kid used his weapon. It was pure self-defense, yet the law still branded him a wanted man. Movies always portray Billy the Kid as short, chunky, ugly, and left-handed. Wrong. Total falsehood. The Las Vegas Gazette on December 27, 1881, described him objectively. He was about 5 feet 8, of slender and agile build, weighing about 140 pounds. His face was frank, open, looking like a schoolboy, with clear blue eyes and a mischievous glance. He was quite handsome, his only drawback being 2 projecting front teeth, and he had an engaging and winning personality. What about the only known photograph of him? Paulita Maxwell, a friend of the kid, said, "I never liked that picture. I don't think it does justice to Billy." Exactly. That photo is like a bad driver's license photo. We should not judge him by his entire appearance. And the kid was not left-handed. He was right-handed, but ambidextrous. The confusion came from a reversed tintype photograph, which made his Winchester rifle appear on the left side. The kid was not a short-fused psychopath either. Everyone who met him, from friends to reporters, agreed he had a pleasant personality, a great sense of humor, and remained cheerful under the worst circumstances. If he had a hot temper, how could he stay calm under the non-stop insults of Deputy Bob Olinger while in custody? Miguel Antonio Otero Jr., a friend and later governor, wrote in his book, The Real Billy the Kid, that Billy was always cheerful, lively, and kind. Painting the kid as a hot-tempered monster was just Pat Garrett's trick to make himself look more heroic and to sell more dime novels. Another misconception, the kid was not illiterate. He loved reading books and dime novels. His handwriting was beautiful and legible. His letters to Governor Wallace were articulate and almost flawless. The kid was not childhood friends with Jesse Evans. Jesse was 7 years older than the kid. Jesse was already working for John Chisholm when the kid was still in grade school. They didn't even meet until October 1877. And John Tunstall, the kid's boss, was not a father figure. Tunstall was only 24 years old when his life was taken, hardly old enough to be anyone's father. To Tunstall, the kid was just another hired hand, never even mentioned by name in letters home to England. The kid was actually close like brothers with the other cowboys, like Charlie Beaudry, Tom O'Fallard, and the Coe brothers, rather than Tunstall. The most famous rumor is Billy the Kid ended 21 lives, one for each year of his life. This is a classic lie. Let's count the actual record. The kid was alone responsible for the demise of 4 individuals, Frank Cahill and Joe Grant, both in self-defense, and James W. Bell and Bob Ollinger during his daring escape in Lincoln. He was part of posse confrontations where 5 other men lost their lives, including Billy Morton, Frank Baker, William McCloskey, Sheriff William Brady, and George Hindman. But in a chaotic showdown, whether the kid's actions caused it, no one knows. What about Deputy James Carlisle? The truth is Carlisle was hit by his own posse by mistake in the dark, but they blamed it the kid. Other casualties like Buckshot Roberts, Charlie Crawford, Robert Beckwith, or Morris Bernstein were taken down by others, yet history credited them all to Billy the Kid. In short, the kid faced 4 men alone and participated in actions of war or survival. He never harmed anyone just to watch them suffer or to prove his bravery, like the legend claims. He was not a large-scale cattle rustler either. That reputation was blown out of proportion by the press. The real heavy-duty rustlers were John Kinney and Jesse Evans. And did you know there was never any wanted poster for Billy the Kid? The only thing that existed was a reward notice for $500 posted by the governor in the Las Vegas Gazette. In that notice, the name Bonnie was even misspelled as Bonnie. Those $5,000 posters you see today are just fake souvenirs. The kid didn't harm a man for snoring either. That was John Wesley Hardin, a cold outlaw, the polar opposite of the easygoing Billy the Kid. The kid never rode with Jesse James either. He turned down Jesse James's offer to join his gang at a restaurant in Las Vegas because the kid did not care for robbing banks or trains. He was not a heavy drinker either. Friends said he stayed sober, occasionally drinking light just to keep his mind sharp. And Pat Garrett and the kid, they were not best friends. That's just Hollywood fiction. Garrett accepted the sheriff nomination knowing his job was to eliminate the kid. He surprised him in the dark, then wrote a book demonizing him. That is not the action of a friend. Many believe a conspiracy theory that Billy the Kid survived that fateful night and lived to an old age under the name Brushy Bill Roberts. But think logically. Pat Garrett took down 2 of the kid's friends before. He wanted the kid dealt with at all costs. Why would Garrett help the kid fake his departure after the kid humiliated him with the jailbreak? If the kid survived, why would Delavina Maxwell and the residents of Fort Sumner weep and raise money to buy a tombstone marked Pals for him? When old Brushy Bill Roberts was questioned, he couldn't even remember the most important events. Brushy claimed the Lincoln jailbreak had no action, meaning Ollinger and Bell weren't gone. Ridiculous! Brushy's appearance was completely different. Brushy had gray eyes, a square jaw, different ears, and Brushy was illiterate, while Billy the Kid had clear blue eyes and beautiful handwriting. Worse, Brushy's niece, Geneva Pittman, confirmed Brushy's birth year in the family records was 1979, meaning during the final event of 1881, Brushy Bill was just a toddler. The truth is, Billy the Kid was laid to rest at Fort Sumner on the night of July 14, 1881. It wasn't an accident. He was the victim of a planned ambush in the dark by Pat Garrett. The legend of the kid will live forever. But today at Vintage Shots, the justice of truth has been served. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Vintage Shots for more authentic history. See you next time.